Namaste, welcome to our Group 1 services orientation classes conducted by Tsat. So, Tsat is giving a more exposure to all the Group 1 aspirants. So, we covered maximum information to you in point of our examination. So, today's episode we are going to discuss about the science and technology area. So, what are the things happens in this last 6 months, not only in India, around the country, of course, around the world also. The questions may come in this paper 5 in the concept of current affairs. So, now we will discuss the various things. The first one is mighty grievance appellate committees. The IT in Income Tax Rules of 2021 says that social media companies such as Facebook should compulsorily appoint grievance officers. These officers should be from India only. They will oversee the complaints made by the social media users. Now, the Minister of Electronics and Information Technology is forming a committee to which these officers will report to. The committee will take content moderation decisions. So, this is it makes as per the IT rules of 2021, it makes a compulsory necessary to all the social media companies like Facebook, Twitter and all this. They have to compulsorily appoint a grievance officer. These officers should be from India only. They won't appoint other than India, and mostly they will see all the complaints made by the social media users. So, this is very important. Then here we are using the word called content moderation. What is content moderation? That is very important. It is the process of reviewing content created by the users. During the content moderation, inappropriate content should be removed. This includes harmful, abusive, harassing and offensive content. So these grievance officers has to take care in the content moderation. And content moderation means the process of reviewing the content created by the users. During content moderation, inappropriate content should be removed. Inappropriate means harmful, abusive, harassing and offensive content should be removed from the data. That is very important. That is called content moderation. So, what are the powers of this committee? The committee will oversee the grievance redressal mechanism. It will check on the complaints filed by the users. A special grievance officer will be appointed to overlook to the entire process. If the user is not satisfied with the action taken by this grievance officer, he can file the complaint to a special grievance officer. Okay. What is the role of this special grievance officer? What is the role? The officer reporting to the committee should take action within a stipulated time period. 72 hours time frame means 3 days for complaints related to copyright issues and other issues that is pose threat to the integrity of India. Earlier the time period was 15 days, now it has been changed to 72 hours within the formation of the committee, means 3 days. Okay. So, here a very important thing means the grievance officer should take action within 3 days, within 72 hours of time frame for the complaint related, especially the complaint related to copyright issues and the issues which is affects or threat to the integrity of India. That is very important. Clear? Now, Aditya L1 solar mission. Recently, the Indian Space Research Organization is working on space project and the named as that space project as Aditya L1 solar mission. The name of the project is Aditya L1. Recently, the ISRO chairman announced that the spacecraft is to be launched in the month of either June or July this year. The Aditya spacecraft will study solar magnetic storms and the impact of the solar atmosphere on the Earth. So, this is the information about the new innovation and the work done by the Indian Space Research Organization. This ISRO start a project, space project called as Aditya L1 to study the sun, especially the solar magnetic storms and the impact of the solar atmosphere on the Earth. Okay, and this program is going to be launched when the spacecraft is going to be launched either in June or July of this year. About Aditya L1 spacecraft, the spacecraft is to study the following things. The first one is solar winds. These winds are created due to the expansion of the sun's plasma. Of course, as you know that nuclear fusion, due to nuclear fusion, the energy will be released. Okay. The photosphere and chromosphere of the sun. So, this Aditya L1 will study the photosphere and the chromosphere of the sun and corona of the sun and energetic particles of the sun. So, these are the things which are studied by the spacecraft Aditya L1. The first one is about solar winds, second one is photosphere and chromosphere of the sun, and third one is corona of the sun. Okay. So, how it studies and in which areas it concentrates? Aditya will study corona heating. Corona heating means the scientists are yet to find the solution to the $1 million question. Why the temperature of the sun's corona is 1,000,000 kelvins, but the temperature of its core is only thousands of Kelvin. Are you understand that there is a difference? So, still it's $1 million question. In the corona, the temperature is in million kelvins, whereas in core the temperature is in thousands kelvins. This is generally called the corona heating problem. The spacecraft will help Indian space scientists find solutions to the corona heating problem. Okay. Aditya will study coronal magnetometry, means the outermost layer of the sun is called corona. The corona has ionized plasma. These ions carry magnetic fields around them. This makes the total corona has a maximum temperature which is in terms of million kelvins. So, in this way, this Aditya L1 spacecraft will study what is the reason behind this corona has a maximum temperature when you compare with the core temperature. Okay. So, the question may comes on this. And one more thing happens in the biological science field. What is immune imprinting? What is immune imprinting? Immune imprinting is a phenomena occurring in the human body. The scientists recently found that the phenomena may make COVID boosters less effective. Bivalent, monovalent boosters and variant specific boosters are to go powerless due to the immune imprinting phenomena. Immune imprinting is the human body replicating its immunization system. During the immune imprinting, rather than producing new and more powerful antibodies, cells that fight with viruses, the immune system creates cross-reactive antibodies. These cross-reactive antibodies are not effective. So, that is very, very important. You have to say about what is immune imprinting. So, actually as per the scientists, there is a phenomena happens, the COVID boosters which are given to our body is less effective. Bivalent, monovalent boosters and variant specific boosters are go to become as a powerless due to the immune imprinting phenomena. Immune imprinting is the human body replicating the immune system. That's the thing. During immune imprinting, rather than producing new and more powerful antibodies, the immune system creates cross-reactive antibodies. These cross-reactive antibodies are not effective. So, our immune system will not be developed. What is the issue around immune imprinting? Scientists says that immune imprinting is to become a hinder to the performance of the booster doses of COVID. Today, the world is taking measures to control the variants of COVID as we have become immune to the viruses. Also, we are taking boosters to empower our immune system once in 4 to 6 months. Studies says that these boosters will lose their importance because of the phenomena is called immune imprinting. Even though we are taking the boosters to work booster doses of COVID, so gradually due to immune imprinting, so these boosters becomes as useless. They are not effective. They are not effective. That's the main impact of the immune imprinting. Clear? Okay. So what is the reason why these boosters are ineffective? That's a very, very important. When you take a vaccine for the first time, for example, our body produces strong antibodies. Let us name them as X. Now say a variant GGGG, for example, is entered. Now our immune system should create a new and stronger antibody to kill the variant. But due to immune imprinting, this does not happen. The human body uses the memory cells of X to form new antibodies rather than creating new antibodies. These antibodies form from X, correct? That is from the memory are called cross-reactive antibodies. What is the use here? Taken two people, for example, if you are unable to understand, take two people. Person was infected with the normal COVID and person 2 was infected with some special variant called a GGG variant. Person 1 has taken his vaccine dose, but person 2 has not. The counter of this GGG variant, we give vaccine dose to both the persons. Booster doses are provided to person 1 and the normal dose to person 2, because this is the first time for the person 2. Net result is immunity built in person 2 is high, because person 1 used memory cells to counter GGG, whereas person 2 will build new antibodies against GGG. Are you understand this? This is the reason to say it. Like as cross reactive, so the booster dose will becomes as ineffective. Now come to the next area, that is 𝗧 space mission of Europe. The European Union is to launch the 𝗧 spacecraft in April 2023. The spacecraft is to explore the moons of Jupiter. Specifically, the mission is to study the 3 major moons of Jupiter named as Ganymede, Europa and Callisto. Out of the 80 moons of the planet, these 3 are selected for their large oceans. The satellite is to be launched from French Guiana. Ariane 5 will carry this satellite. 𝗧 is the first satellite from the Earth to enter into the orbit of Ganymede. So this 𝗧 space mission of the Europe it's a European Union is launching this 𝗧 spacecraft in April 2023. The spacecraft explores the moons of the Jupiter. It studies the moons of the Jupiter. About 𝗬𝗎, if you want to say, 𝗬𝗎 stands for, actually 𝗬𝗎 is a word. It has the letters JUICE, means Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer. That is a 𝗬𝗎 stands. Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer. The satellite was developed by Germany and tested by the France. The main objective of this mission is to study the microbial life on the icy moons of the planet. It will also study the polar regions and the magnetosphere of the planet. 𝗬𝗎 will enter the orbit of Ganymede to study its composition. If launched in April 2023, the satellite is expected to enter Jupiter orbit by 2034. It will be deorbitated in 2035. This is about 𝗬𝗎. Already first you have to write about what is 𝗬𝗎. 𝗬𝗎 means Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer. So it studies, actually it was developed by the Germany and tested by the French, of course France. The main objective of this mission is to study the microbial life on the icy moons of the planet and also study the polar regions and the magnetosphere of the planet. This is an important phenomenon. Okay. That is 𝗂𝗧𝗏 mission, NASA mission of the Jupiter. NASA is also used to launch the mission in 2024 and the satellite will enter into the giant planet orbit by 2033. What is its significance? Scientists are curious to study Jupiter as the planet as one of the largest moon system in the universe. Previously I discussed Jupiter, as recently the scientists are identifying 12 more moons. Previously the Saturn has with 82 moons. There is a planet which has a more number of moons, but after finding 12 more moons of Jupiter, now Jupiter becomes as the moon, of course is a planet which has more number of planets like moons, that is 92. 80 plus 12, that is 92. Okay. Now coming to the next one is SkyHavoc, India's first 5G enabled drone. The startup firm 𝗖𝗍 drones, which has born out of the 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 University of Technology. So that is called VSSUT campus in Odisha. Sambalpur has developed a 5G enabled drone that is capable of vertical takeoff landing. The drone named SkyHavoc can be used in defense and medical applications among other sectors also. So recently the 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 University of Technology campus in Odisha and Sambalpur district has developed a 5G enabled drone to take the capability of vertical takeoff and landing, and landing also. And the drone was named as SkyHavoc, and generally it is used in defense and medical applications and other sectors also. Okay. Then we will see what are the key features about this SkyHavoc. The SkyHavoc drone can carry nearly 10 kg payload and has an endurance of around 5 hours. It can work on 5 hours. As it's VTOL. VTOL means vertical takeoff and landing. It can be operated from any terrain without the need of conventional runway, no need of any conventional runway. With the addition of artificial intelligence and thermal imaging capabilities, the drone can be used in monitoring borders intrusion and also during regular patrolling by the defense forces according to the company. It is IP67 rated and can be controlled via combination of NAVIC plus GPS navigational satellites, which remains connected in the upper range 50 to 60 in the case of fail-safe activations. These are the key features about SkyHavoc. It can carry a payload of nearly 10 kgs, and it has the technology of VTOL. Already said VTOL means vertical takeoff and landing, and so no need of any conventional runway. And in addition to this, artificial intelligence and thermal imaging capabilities also it has. It can be used for regular patrolling by the defense forces according to the company, and IP67 is rated, can be controlled by a combination of NAVIC plus GPS. What are the potential applications of this SkyHavoc? SkyHavoc has been developed keeping in mind the needs of defense and medical sectors. It is also ideal for border surveillance and defense operations. The drone is also capable of operating through satellites in case an internet link is not available, which makes it useful in remote areas also. Additionally, the drone's speed and range make it well suited for medical services delivery. So, we can use it for medical services and its delivery. So, and one more thing is, we can use it in remote areas where the internet link is not available, also it works. That's an advantage of this thing. And application of 𝗖𝗍 in drone, that is, the use of 𝗖𝗍 technology in drones allows for much more precision in controlling the drone. These drones can be controlled directly from the command center rather than being in the field. No need of in the field only we have to present there and we have to control the drone. You can from the command center also we can control this drone. Additionally, 𝗖𝗍 networks allow for faster communication between the drone and the control center, which can be critical in time sensitive operations. Okay. So, this is about SkyHavoc drone and system. Now, BAROS means BAROS means it's indigenous mobile operating system. BAROS means BAROS is an operating system used in mobile phones. It was developed by 𝗳𝗏 Operation Private Limited. IIT Madras was the pioneer in developing this app, and IIT Madras developed it through its 𝗳𝗏 organization. Basically, 𝗳𝗏 is a non-profit private organization. The IIT Madras 𝗵𝗺 Technologies launched this private organization along with others. It is funded by the Science and Technology Department of the Government of India. So, this BAROS, it's an indigenous mobile operation system developed by the IIT Madras with the support of the organization 𝗳𝗏. Okay. Now, we will see what is BAROS. The main objective of the BAROS operating system is the security. The OS operating system is unique as it allows only safe and trusted applications and to be installed on the operating system. BAROS screens the application before installation begins. If the app is not safe, then the OS does not provide access. That's a very, very important thing here. This operating system will give the more priority for the applications which are safe. If they are not safe, generally the OS operating system will not give the access to installation. Clear? So, that's an important thing. And what are the key features of this BAROS? There are no default apps in the OS. Generally, most of the operating system has its own default apps. in BAROS OS, there is no default app. Default apps are those applications that come with OS, correct? The user cannot uninstall. So, when the apps are defaulted, they came with the OS. So, the user cannot uninstall, correct? For instance, Gmaps. If you take Gmaps, Gmail and other Google applications are generally they are default apps of Android OS, correct? You cannot uninstall them even if you are not using them. Even though you are not using Gmaps and Gmail, and they will defaulted apps come from the Android OS. So, there is no possibility that the user can uninstall them. So, you cannot uninstall them even if you are not using them. The drawback of this default is in memory consumption. If the user is not using these apps, they drain out user data, memory and power. So, why? So, for a Gmaps and Gmail user is not using, but these are default apps. So, these apps can drain the user data, memory of the phone and power of the battery also. It can drain. It provides strict security features and therefore is opt for 5G networks. User willing to use cloud service will be benefited the most from the app. So, user can use the cloud services. The operating system provides more control to the user. Applications get installed on the operating system only after taking user permission. This does not ban in Android and iOS system. Clear? These are the key features of the BAROS. This is very, very important. So, the very important thing is security. It won't access, okay, which are not safe, the first thing. And the second one, so generally if you take any operating system, so every operating system has its own default apps. Once you adopt any operation system, for example, Android operating system, so some default apps are there, that is Gmaps or Gmail. So the user cannot uninstall those even though he is not using those apps. Then what is the problem for this defaulted apps means here? For example, you are not using those apps also, but these apps can drain the user data, memory of the cell phone and the power of the battery also. That's the main thing here. But BAROS, this operating system, BAROS has no default apps. That's an advantage. And also it provides security, very strict security features, and also opt for 5G networks. User willing to use the cloud services also be benefited, correct? And access to PaaS. With BAROS, users get free access to PaaS. PaaS means, you know that PaaS means. PaaS means private apps. Private app store service, that is PaaS. Okay. So, user get free access to PaaS means private app store services. PaaS has a list of curated apps, meaning these PaaS are of high standard and secure. They are already screened for malware, hacking issues, password protection and other security features. So, that's one more advantage. Means here this BAROS will give the access to PaaS. Just now I said PaaS means a private app store service. So, launched under this BAROS launched under NMICPS. John K. launched in the app under NMICPS, that is NMICPS means a National Mission on Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical Systems, that is NMICPS means national mission and NAMMA and national mission on I means interdisciplinary, C means cyber, P means physical, S means system. Clear? National mission on interdisciplinary cyber physical system, that it operates under the DST of the Science and Technology of Ministry, and NMI CPS aims to be provide training in cyber technology and to prepare these things. So, this is very important. So, BAROS will gives access to the PAS, and so this what is PAS means here, you know that it is a private app store service, and these apps already screened from the malware, hacking issues, password protection and other security features. Okay. So, this is about access to PAS of BAROS and NMI CPS. Clear? Okay. So, these are the things about science and technology. So, the questions will come here. You have to write in a very clear manner, then you will score the maximum mark from it. I hope you understand all these things. So, write the examination and express your views in a very good manner. Until Namaste.